Good morning, parents and carers. It's Simon Abeledo here at Rush Green Primary School. The date is the 14th of December 2021. Not long until Christmas now, and I wanted to finish off the term with a final video. Now, wanted also to let you know that last night head teachers across the country received an email from the DfE for implementation today. We only got it last night, typical DfE, so useful as ever. But the bottom line is that there are going to be some changes to the way that schools now need to operate, and that we all, as school users, need to operate and make sure that we can reduce the spread of COVID within our setting. Now, the guidance used to be that anyone who came into contact with a COVID case was called a close contact, and that person, from September at least onwards, if they were double vaccinated and they were over 18, did not need to self-isolate unless they started showing symptoms themselves or, as a result of a PCR test, they became positive, etc., etc. Children under 18 didn't need to vaccinate, and, the guidance that we received last night has put a bit of a change to all of that. So what they're saying now, and I'll send all of this out to you so you can see exactly what I can see. What they've put out now is that anyone who is deemed a close contact, now this is someone who's been contacted by test and trace as a close contact of a positive COVID case. Now we've not heard of anyone who's been contacted by test and trace here, but you might know different. But nevertheless, anyone who is a close contact and has been contacted by test and trace are allowed to carry on doing whatever it is they do, go to work, come to school, whatever, but they will need to take 7 days worth of lateral flow tests. So they're the quick ones where you get your result in about 20 minutes or so. Now, that we've been told, if you don't get any positive test results during that time, you're good to go, good to continue, and you can more or less forget about it. If you get a positive lateral flow test during that 7-day period, you'll need to go and get a PCR and then isolate until you get your PCR test result. If it's negative, again, you can carry on doing your normal stuff. But if it comes back positive, obviously, then you are going to need to isolate for 10 days. Now, the issue that we have with this is this is going to have an impact on staffing, potentially, because everyone in school is double vaccinated, in most cases triple vaccinated. This will affect our operating procedures here. The other thing that's a bit of a concern is they're expecting children from the age of 5 upwards to also do this lateral flow testing for 7 days following notification that you're a close contact. Now, there's a couple of things that worry me about this. One is that it's difficult enough to do the lateral flow test on teens, having a teen myself, but having a child of sort of 5 years and up, particularly at that lower end, it's going to be pretty tricky to administer those tests. They're saying it needs to be done, but not only that, it needs to be recorded on a website. Now, the other thing that isn't helpful is the fact that we are never informed who positive cases are in our school, and we're never informed who the close contacts are. In fact, since the test and trace people took over on the 18th of August, I've not had one call from Test and Trace to tell us of any cases that we've got within the school. So we've used our own sort of intelligence network to try and find out what those cases are and everything else. But we're being told that Test and Trace will notify you if you are a close contact. I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know what that means. And it may be something if we don't get much in the way of any joy from them as we move forward. We might need to take over operations of that internally in our own school, because we've got a responsibility, haven't we, to make sure that we're all safe here. So the plan is from today going forwards that's what people are going to have to do, bearing in mind there is also a shortage of lateral flows, which doesn't really help. And then obviously that includes going forward from January onwards too. So a big change there. But as I said earlier, this could have an impact on the school, because at the moment teachers have been able to come in because they're double vaccinated. It's not really had an impact, but it is really, really difficult to get supplies at the moment. To get cover teachers, it's really hard. There's a big shortage on them. So it's not going to help. Now, obviously, if we do get close contacts with the children as well, obviously the children being in classes, we could be in a situation whereby we have a number of children out of class too. I guess what I'm saying is we could be in a situation where we were having to close classes and all of that and go to remote teaching. Now, I desperately don't want that to happen, and I know the teachers don't, and I know that you don't. So I think let's just all bear that in mind. I'm not saying that will happen, but I'm just saying that we could have to sort of look at that at some point in the future. But we will do everything that we can to manage that and try to make sure it doesn't. But I think we need to be realistic, and we need to think that it could happen. Right, so that's all I wanted to say there. Apart from, right, we are a couple of weeks now away from Christmas. I want you all to have a fantastic time. Just have a good rest, and I just hope that it's the Christmas of your dreams, and who knows the way things are going. Maybe we'll have a white Christmas, but have a great time. Thank you so much for all your support. Bye bye.